Hello guys. Welcome to episode 2 of my wicso. Sorry, I was eating an orange. Anyway, episode 2. Wow. Just to start off, Red Team annexes the world. Trust. It's all Red Team. Yeah, no. Red Team. So it's like the year 4 since it's been like 2 years since Red Team's leader came to power, and a few months since the war between Red Team and Blue Team. Blue Team is gonna explore up here. They aren't gonna expand much because you know, they're already on the edge of exploding into civil war. So Red Team, however, now Red Team's gonna explode because Red Team's during the war. Red Team was developing better boats, bro. Their boats are better, so they're gonna from this city. They will be launching boat expeditions out into the, they don't know it yet, but it's the ocean. They think it might be something like this, where there's going to be another large piece of land just off the coast, which in all seriousness they might be. And they found an island right there, so they think that's promising. And you know, they discover a new island and they annexed it. This island is gonna be a little strategic, bro. Is this the right layer? No, this one is. Put a major city there. That's gonna be important later. Anyways. Oh, Red Team. Just checking that this is the right color. Yeah. So Red Team, so it's gonna do a little exploring down here. No, they're not gonna expand anymore though. So boat expeditions. Blue Team, no, Blue Team's gonna do. Blue Team is gonna annex a little bit more up here. No, a little more desert, a little more sand, a little more, and up to this lake here. It's not a particularly large lake, but they will also place they will found a major city there and a major city here, as Red Team found a major city here. Actually, no, they're only gonna found that one city. I lied. And they're going to send more expeditions inland, maybe to find. They are hoping that there's another coast, because that would mean that they would have an edge over the Red Team down there in the south. Because they would have another coast and Red Team would not have another coast, because Red Team only has a northern coast. Because currently, Blue Team, if they tried to sail off into here, they'd be blocked by Red Team's ships, because Red Team basically conducting a sort of blockade on the region. So Blue Team is conducting a blockade here. So yeah, they launch a few more expeditions up here. And they don't really find much. So Red Team, at this point, explore a little more here, explore a little more here, and Red Team's big, you know? Red Team's big, and they just went through a big war, so they're gonna be big, unstable, which means that a few regions in the east are gonna break away to become a separatist group. Actually, could make that. Actually, thinking more of that. So this is the desert. So it's hard to defend, but it's also hard to attack. So both sides can have an equal advantage here. Also, the separatist group has like some former military personnel in it, and okay, that's so the separatists. Red was not expecting this. All of Red's troops were on the border of blue team, so they're gonna do that. Anyways, Red team was not expecting this, so Red team not be fully able to defend right away. However, in a couple days, Red team was able to counterattack and slice the two fronts in half again, meaning it's more resources for the orange team. And as all of the troops from Red team leave the border of blue team, over here, they will be able to push back the rebels and then take back these lands here. Now the rebels, at this point, it's almost hopeless, so what the rebels do is they retreat from the mainland, and now they've been reduced to just this island here. As Red team and it has this is broken, bro. Have been reduced to this. Now they're still officially at war with Red team, but like they're not gonna act on it. The reason Red team doesn't just come and take this island is because Orange team was able to seize a large part of the navy in the ports in the two cities that they originally rebelled from, so that gives them the edge navally. This does mean that Orange team will be able to conduct like a naval invasion, which they will, re-securing the northern tip, so they will be unable to reach the southern tip. While this is going on, blue team is exploring more, because blue team, believe it or not, really doesn't care if red team collapses or not. They're actually hoping on a red team collapse because red team attacked them a few months ago. Well, at this point it was a year ago, and they're still a little surly about that because it was a little mean. So yeah, exploration. At this point, red team is gonna be able to counterattack here, but they have diverted most of their troops to the border of blue again, out of fear of another attack from blue, which isn't gonna happen. They're being irrational, and that's why they're probably gonna start losing more land here. But so this is what the borders look like currently between orange team and red team. Orange team's goal is to just take the western coast and then basically attempt to stalemate red into red just accepting that they're independent at that point. But red team will be pushing back, you know, and stop there for the time being. No, because their troops are tired, and if their troops are tired, the troops could defect to orange team, and they don't want their troops to defect to orange team, because if their troops defect to orange team, they have more troops, and orange team can march into the capital and basically overthrow the red government. Though orange team doesn't. Well, orange team's original plan wasn't to overthrow the red's government. It was to become independent from red team. Because believe it or not, there was actually a few tribes there before red team invaded, and they had their own identity. So these are monarchies. Yes, this is not a monarchy. This is just basically a group of people, a loose group of people. They don't have a leader yet. But they are coordinated by... There's a de facto leader. Some guy who was in the original rebellion down here was able to escape up here onto the island in this city and was able to declare himself the leader. And they accepted it. So these two are monarchies. This one has essentially a military dictator, but like military dictator the way the Romans used it. Just some guy who was there in a time of emergency. You know? You know. At this point, the war's gonna sort of stalemate with minor advances from both sides. So the red team is gonna take this, and the orange team is gonna take this, and it essentially stalemates here. Like, there are gonna be little developments here and there. Like, red's gonna attempt and spearhead this, but they're gonna get cut off and encircled and lose a huge piece of troops, which allows orange team to go crazy down here. No? So red team at this point doesn't have much of a military left, but they make a few final pushes, and then one more attempted spearhead of the capital, which, you know, doesn't really turn out well. And they essentially give up. Well, not give up. It's a stalemate. It's like the Korean War. What does this do? Okay. It's a stalemate. It's like the Korean War. So, you know. Also, orange team, just out of fear that, if they put their capital on the mainland that red would invade, they set their capital as to be, this city, instead of, say, this city or this city. Not this city, though. That city's too far away. So, blue team and orange team are aligned against red team. And red team is aligned with no one because there are no other countries yet. There are just these three. So, at this point, blue team will have been exploring quite a bit into this peninsula and into the mainland here. And in a sense, expedition down here for no particular reason that reaches very far, but it doesn't find anything of interest, so. And then they send an expedition this way, and all it finds is nothing. So they also abandon that one. So they're exploring along the coast, and for the first time in a while, Blue Team is going to annex a little territory. Basically, like. That. Around that. Around up here. And honestly, it's a wonder no one's rebelled from Blue Team. But Red Team's leader over here is slightly out of touch with his citizens' needs, whereas the Blue Team's leader does interact with his populace and stuff. But that doesn't exactly stop everyone from being happy, so, you know. These people up here declared their independence, and since they're across the strait, and Blue Team was more seen as a side endeavor than anything, let them have their independence. So, I gotta update that on the map, the new capital, for the Green Team, right here. And they also form a city here, and here, and yeah, here. So, Green Team doesn't exactly like Blue Team, but they also don't want to go to war with Blue Team. Because if they went to war with Blue Team, that'd be stupid. And did I put this on the right layer? No, I did not. So I have to go back to that layer. So how many cities have I? Okay, only the one. There. And Green Team wants to expand, but Green Team really does not want to go to war with Blue Team. So Green Team is going to expand just along here and up here. And they're gonna, because if you've noticed, Blue Team's mostly just been exploring ever since the war, and Green Team is carrying on that tradition of just exploring. Since, you know, they don't really have much else to do. Except explore. And in the combined efforts of these three teams here, this area of the ocean is mapped out and explored. And then Green Team's gonna expand a lot more over here. So Green Team is now like a genuine threat to both of yeah, Green Team's a genuine threat to Blue Team and Red Team with how large they are now. And Orange Team is a genuine threat to Red Team. So it's been, say, about half a year since the ceasefire. the red populace, strangely, unlike most places in a civil war, are actually on board with the idea of crushing the orange team. Because usually during a civil war, people just get upset over this pointless war. So, you know. So, red team's actually already mustered up the army to... That's too light. Retake some major chunks of land from orange team. Nothing too crazy, but mostly prioritizing taking back this coast. Now, orange team was prepared for this, but their army's smaller, so... much smaller. So orange teams are gonna push back along the coast, but they're not gonna be able to push back much on land on further inland. So red team's gonna be able to pull off a little maneuver and retake back this city. And you know, how long take back this as well. So the orange team was absolutely not prepared for this. So the orange team is basically going to... Well, the orange team is going to try and take back land. The orange team wants to keep existing. But they're not going to be able to take back this southern city because the red team's army is comparable to the blue... Not like the green team's army. The green team's army... Orange team is the weakest, but red team is like the third or second weakest. Third weakest, maybe. I don't know. Probably third weakest after the war, but like, you know. So, I honestly think this is where I'm gonna end the video. Okay, guys, see ya. And stuff. Bye bye.